Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking it upon myself to rank every single map in Rainbow Six Siege. Now, a quick discretion has to be advised here because I'm about to share an opinion, and an opinion in Rainbow Six Siege is always the wrong one. So you're definitely going to get triggered by a lot of the things I say in this video. If you disagree, that's fine. Let me know in the comments. Please leave a like, subscribe, let's go. So let's kick off this video with an interesting one, Night Haven Labs, and this is a map that splits opinion in Rainbow Six Siege. It's one of the newer ones, obviously. A lot of people still don't like it. A lot of people think it's one of the best maps in the game. I am someone who thinks it's fun. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong, there's still things about the map that I don't like, but when it comes down to Rainbow Six Siege maps, it looks nice, it plays out nice, some of the bomb sites are really good, some of them are not the greatest, so overall it's just fun to play, and at least it's something different. Similarly, we have another one of the newest maps in the game. We have Lair. Now, Lair also, I believe, got introduced just after Night Haven Labs, so it might be the newest in the game, or the newest featuring in this video anyway. And it's another one that splits opinion. In my opinion, it's not quite as good as Night Haven Labs. I'd probably put it in mid for me personally. You either have a really good, fun game on Lair, or it's absolutely terrible. It's just one or the other. You never get consistent games on this map. I think for the design of the map, it's quite cool. Obviously, the lore behind it, being Deimos' secret lair, is quite cool. There's just something about it for me that when I play it, I just get some bad vibes. Next up then, we have Stadium Bravo, and in my opinion, this might be one of the worst maps in the game. So I'm going to put it in delete because theoretically it should not be a map that's in the game. I believe this and Stadium Alpha, which should also be on here, both should be deleted from the game. Both of these only got created and added to the game at all because of an event, and they brought them back to kind of recycle the content during the time where they didn't really have much firepower for the developers and they were just using it as filler content. In fact, I think they brought back Stadium Bravo because Night Haven Labs got delayed or something along those lines. If you like either of these Stadium maps, that's fine. It's just mishmashes of other maps in the game, so fair enough, but me personally, I don't like either of them. Next up then, we have Emerald Plains. Now, out of the three new maps that, have been added in recent years to Rainbow Six Siege, I think everyone kind of looks at Emerald Plains as being the worst. Everyone kind of puts it in boring, but for me personally, I think it's fun. I really enjoy playing Emerald Plains. In fact, I enjoy playing it more than Night Haven Labs, and this might be the hottest take of the video. So yes, pause the video, go scroll down in the comments, flame me, I probably deserve it. But me, personally, when I play this map, it's just fun. It's fun every single time. I have good vibes and good times on Emerald Plains. Next up then, we have Bank, and now as much as Bank has some cool nostalgia to me and I do like it a lot of the time I do play it, for me it is one of the most boring maps to play. Now, putting it in the boring tier, by the way, does not mean it's fundamentally worse than Lair, for example, but I would rather have a mid map to play rather than one that I'm genuinely bored of. I think some tweaks could be made to Bank to make it a little bit more fun. I think a quick Siege X refresh could take this straight up into the fun tier, or at least up into mid, but for now I'm leaving it in boring because it's the same map that has been around since the start of the game, and I'm sick and tired of playing the same strats every single time. Next up then, we have Border, and Border, in my opinion, is perfect. I really like it. Ever since they did the rework to Border, I think it's just gotten even better. It was already one of my favorite maps in the game, but now it's definitely cemented itself as at least top 2 in the game, in my opinion, and we will get to that one in a little bit. But now that we're at kind of like the midpoint in the video, what's your favorite map in the game? Let me know down in the comments which is your #1 favorite map, and while we're at it, what's your least favorite map as well? Next up then, we have Chalet, and Chalet is another one that I think most people would probably put quite high up in perfect or in fun. For me personally, I'm going to leave it at the bottom end of fun. Don't get me wrong, it's a good map. I really do like playing it. It's got nostalgia, it fundamentally works as a map. For me, it's kind of suffering kind of similar to what Bank has, where it's starting to become a little bit stale, you know what I mean? I just wish Ubisoft would add stuff to the maps more often, or at least make new maps in the game, because where I've been playing this same map for like 8 years, even though it has been reworked once or twice, I believe, it's still one of those maps for me that is just starting to get boring again, and I really think it could do with an update. Next up then, we have Clubhouse, and Clubhouse for me is the second map so far going in the perfect tier. These two maps for me are probably my top two. I doubt they will get dethroned in this video. To be honest, I always swap between these as to which one is my personal favorite. When I have a good game on Border, I'm like, damn, this is the best map in the game. But when I have a good game on Clubhouse, I'm like, hell yeah. The one thing for me is that Clubhouse can sometimes be a little bit more boring than Border, in my opinion. But again, that all just comes down to personal preference. Next up then, we have Coastline, another one of the most iconic maps in Rainbow Six Siege. It's probably the one I'll end up using in the thumbnail, but for me, this one's getting really boring as well. Now, this map is good. It's definitely better than Bank. The one downside for me is there's not really any exterior walls. I think this one could do with a rework. Probably the most out of all of these so far. Don't get me wrong, it's iconic. I don't want them to change anything too much, but I do think they could make some small tweaks to the map to make it a lot better than what it currently is. Now, next up, we have Consulate. Now, obviously, since the Consulate rework, it's become a lot more playable, in my opinion, but in my opinion, it's definitely still mid. Whenever I have to play this for a ranked game, I kind of sigh to myself as it is picked. If I ever see this in the ban phase, I usually try going for it unless there is a worse map in the list. But for me personally, I feel like every Consulate game I get plays out the same. It's super repetitive, and to be honest, I don't really enjoy playing this map that much. Next up then, we have Favela. Now, Favela for me is also going to go into mid-tier just because it is quite unique. Obviously, it's the only night map in Rainbow Six Siege right now, unless you count Hereford Base, of course. I guess they both are kind of night maps, but for me, Favela is probably the most playable out of the two. Obviously, it's the only one in ranked, I believe. But yeah, Favela, in my opinion, since the rework, is definitely a better map than Hereford. And while we're talking about Hereford so much, let's just put Hereford in boring, because I think since the rework to Hereford Base, which was a long time ago now, it's just kind of boring, isn't it? It's just a boring map. Next up then, we have Fortress, and Fortress, I think with a small tweak and a small rework, could be a very good map. When I play it, I actually tend to have a lot of fun on it, but the one downside is it's just not that great of a map, so I am going to put it in mid-tier. But in my opinion, I would personally rather play Fortress over Lair, over Consulate, Favela, and all the other maps below it, just because it's something different. And like I said, with a few tweaks, I think this could genuinely be a top 5 map for ranked. Next up then, we have House. Now, House is an interesting one because, again, since they reworked it, I think it became a lot less iconic. Obviously, it hasn't been in ranked for a very long time, and it's a map that I don't know. I'm just going to put it in mid, I think, because it's just not what it used to be, is it? It's not iconic. You can't do garage wars anymore. Whenever you are attacking basement for this map as well, it's always just a pain in the ass. This map to me feels very defender heavy, unless they're like out of the basement, and then it's extremely attacker heavy. So I don't know, it's just a weird one to rank for me. Next up then, we have Cafe Dostoyevsky. I think this one could do with a little bit of a tweak, but for me, it is still going in fun tier. This is definitely one of the better maps in the game. And just while I'm looking at this order, actually, if we are ordering it from left to right, I would definitely rather play Chalet over Nighthaven Labs, but I think I would rather play Emerald Plains rather than these ones. But yeah, Cafe Dostoyevsky, I really like playing Capcan on this one, and for some reason it just gives me nostalgia when I play this. This is like my Rainbow Six Siege map that I remember the most from OG Siege. Next up then, we have Canal. Now, Canal's just going to go towards the top end of mid. I think I would still rather play probably Canal over Fortress, you know, over Lair, but it's definitely not in this upper category where these other maps reside. Don't get me wrong, you can have some fun matches on this map, but for the most part, it all kind of just gets a bit annoying. Next up then we have Oregon. Oregon's like the most iconic 1v1 map at this point, thanks to all of Jinxie's 1v1s on it. Obviously Oregon in general is just a pretty iconic map in Siege. It definitely has to go high up again for me. The one downside is it does get a little bit repetitive and everyone does kind of use the same strats on it, but I would still rather play it over the likes of Emerald Plain, Chalet, Nighthaven Labs and stuff like that. So it's definitely got to go in fun tier in terms of best to worst, but just keep in mind this is slowly becoming a boring map, so Ubisoft, I don't know what you gotta do, but please give it a quick refresh. Next up then we have Plain. Now Plain, if we're going from best to worst, it probably does deserve to be down here, but in terms of how much fun you can actually have on it, it's definitely got to go into fun tier for me. Like I said, it's not a fundamentally good map at all, but having the bulletproof windows that only the snipers can shoot through on the wing and stuff like that, it is quite a fun one to play. Obviously it should only stay in quick match, it should never come to ranked, but for that reason alone it has to go in fun tier because it's not supposed to be a serious map. Next up then we have Skyscraper, another map that when I play it I absolutely hate playing it. I am going to put it in mid because, again, I think I would rather play Skyscraper over Coastline, to be honest. And actually, now I'm saying that out loud, that does sound wrong. Maybe Coastline should go up to mid and Skyscraper should go into boring because, yeah, that seems a lot better to me. And you know what? I think Bank does deserve to go above Skyscraper as well. Actually, no, Bank is worse. With that indecision out of the way, let's do a quick zoom out so you can see the rest of the maps here. Theme Park, I actually think is a little bit underrated. I know a lot of people don't like playing it, but I kind of like Theme Park personally. It does kind of have some like nostalgia for me. I have said this a few times throughout the video, but this was the map that released with Vigil, Ella, and Dokkaebi just after Operation Health. And this is the season I started playing, so I do recall playing this map a lot, loving it. Obviously it's been reworked since, but it is still quite a fun one to play. In my opinion, I'd rather get Theme Park over Dostoevsky because it's just more fun in my opinion. Next up then we have Tower. Now Tower is supposed to be a fun map, but oh my god, it probably should be deleted, or at the most it should be reworked. I mean, I would rather play it over Stadium and Stadium Alpha because it's not supposed to be a ranked map, it's not supposed to be taken seriously at all, whereas these two maps are, and they're still terrible. But for me, Tower is just a map that needs to be removed, or at least reworked, please Ubisoft. Next up then we have Villa. Now Villa is a mid map in my opinion. It's definitely better than Fortress, probably better than Canal, but I don't think it goes into the fun category for me. I just find this map a bit of a chore to play. Obviously this one's littered with like Assassin's Creed references and stuff like that, and just in general it is a pretty interesting map, but like, why is the basement not used for a bomb site? The basement of this map needs a rework and then maybe it can go up into fun tier. After Villa then we have Yacht. Now Yacht also needs deleting, or at least put into boring, because where there is like barely any entry points on this map, it never ends up playing out fun. It's always so annoying, it's so boring to attack and even to defend, where they can pretty much only come from one side or the other. It's still very boring. It's kind of like Plane. It's like a less fun Plane, so for me it's just going to go into boring. Now next up we have Tower again. I guess it really wants to get out of the delete tier, but it is going to go in there for a second time. And then Outback, obviously I really don't like Outback. I think it's a very boring map. I low-key hate playing Outback. I really dislike playing it. Every single time I get this in ranked, I want to kill myself. But with that being said, ending on a bit of a high note there, that is the end of this video. So if you made it this far, clearly you enjoy tier list. I'll just give you guys a quick zoom once again. This is my finished map tier list. Let me know what you guys think of it. Click the video on screen if you want to see more tier lists. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.